On with this. Good afternoon, this House Judiciary Committee. It's the 14th of March, 2024. It's a voting session, and we're going to finish up the work that we didn't get to earlier this afternoon. We're going to start with House Bill 162. This old chestnut from Delegate Cardin Moon. There's a motion for a favorable and a second. We heard this bill last year. It had a long and winding road and didn't make it over the line, but here we are now. Does anyone have any questions regarding House Bill 162? No? All right, then I guess we should vote, shouldn't we? The Vice Chair. Aye. Crutchfield? Yes. Cardin? Yes. Embry? Yes. Tolles? Yes. Schmidt? Oop, not there. Simmons? Yes. Boucher? Yes. Phillips? Yes. Roberson? Yes. Tomlinson? Oh my. Erican? Yes. Taylor? Yes. Simpson? Yes. Grammer? Yes. Moon? Yes. Valentine? Yes. Conaway? Yes. Kaufman? Yes. Williams? Yes. Tomlinson on House Bill 162. Liability? Yes. Tomlinson is a yes. Pasteur on House Bill 162, liability agreements in recreational facilities.
Oh, yes.
Yes for Pasteur. Just looking around. All right, motion is adopted. And that one is done. House Bill 745, looking over at Delegate Cardin.
I have an amendment which I've provided to everybody, but I also have a second amendment which I was hoping to be able to provide, but it's not
You can do it tomorrow.
No, I don't. I mean, I know that you guys want to push this through. I'm happy to offer this amendment.
Like you indicated that you were seeking amendments and so I'm happy to do it tomorrow after the first floor session. But that's as far as I'm gonna go and
That's fine.
all right, we'll do it tomorrow after the first voting session. But I personally, I think that I think honestly that I'm happy to have people heard, but I'm not quite sure what we're doing there. All right, so House Bill 801. I know, right? House Bill 801, Delegate Kaufman. I believe that Delegate Pasteur had questions, which were they addressed satisfactorily or were they addressed? Yes. All right. Delegate Valentine, were you able to get answers to some of the questions that you had?
My question, I believe, was answered. So this will not expedite the process, but it won't prevent the process. For someone would still be able to utilize the process in some of those cases I cited.
Still be able to use the process in that. Yes, that's right. Yes. And again, I think that's part of the reason why there's peace in the valley here between the Office of Public Defender and the state's attorneys, where they have come to an agreement here. Delegate Pasteur.
Okay, yes, as long as I'm convinced that there will be backups and watchfulness and considerations beyond having some doctor somewhere who will just say
it has to go back to court. Yeah, I mean, fundamentally.
No, I heard all the pieces because I have to admit, I did equate it to those who have been vetted for decades.
Right.
Okay, so how we are judicious in one area and not so in the other, but I'm fine.
You more or less can't spell judicious without the Judiciary Committee.
I know. Well, no, I could spell judicious long before I got there.
Yes. Delegate Kaufman.
Just very briefly, because I didn't do an adequate job of saying this earlier. The thing is that, hold on, I have my notes here. The thing is, a person may only be eligible for conditional release once they've been stabilized and found that they are not dangerous. And so also it's somewhat analogous, friends, to parole, because you don't just get to go home, you get to go home with conditions. And I was talking to a practitioner to an attorney who said she's seen documents with as many as 87 conditions. And if you violate if a judge finds that, or somebody finds that you violated any of them, you go back to the hospital. So that's a strong incentive that you follow the conditions.
All right, so I think when we last left our program, we were on the amendment 223023, I believe.
Yes.
All right, and it was moved and seconded, and we were in the middle of discussion, and that's when I stopped the train. So with that, we're on the amendment. Is there further discussion on the amendment? Seeing none, all in favor of the amendment, raise your hands. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. Anybody opposed? Amendment's adopted. Is there a motion on the bill as amended?
Second.
Moved and seconded. Further discussion on the bill as amended. Any discussion? Seeing none. The vice chair?
Yes.
Yes. Crutchfield? Yes. Hardin?
Yes.
Yes. Embry? Yes. Pasteur? Yes. Tolles? Yes. Schmidt? Yes. Simmons? Yes. Boucher? Yes. Phillips? Yes. Roberson? Yes. Tomlinson? Yes. Erican? No. Taylor? Yes. Simpson? Yes. Grammer? No. Moon? Yes. Valentine? No. Conaway? Yes. Kaufman?
Yes.
Yes. Williams?
Yes.
Yes. The chair votes aye. All right, so that's House Bill 801. Okay, we're gonna hold on to 810 one more minute, just one more minute, because we're making sure i's are dotted and t's are crossed. House Bill 833. Delegate Williams, she has an amendment, so we're gonna hear from her about the amendment first,
Okay.
please. Actually, could we have a motion on the amendment? Moves for
Well, there's
amendment
like
the
three
second.
different amendments.
And there are three different amendments. Which amendment are we doing?
I'll start with the simplest amendment first, which is amendment 953-220/1, which was in the packet that you received earlier. All this does is remove outpatient from the bill. So this is solely now dealing with solely inpatient services. So that's probably the easiest amendment to digest. It's amendment 953-220.
People have it?
Bill number 833.
The Williams vote.
Yes. So that's the first amendment. The second amendment, disregard the amendment that says 283729 at the top. I'm withdrawing that amendment. Now, there's another amendment that I am offering to the committee, which is amendment 153721/1. And this amendment just simply kind of clarifies what the facility has to have at the facility. If it's and it has to be authorized by the Behavioral Health Administration, and basically requires that the facility that provides the treatment for the substance use disorder to provide beds and services to the patient's children and allow the patient's children to be in the presence of the child's parent for the duration of the treatment. That's the first part of that amendment. The second part of the amendment, well, really amendment number 2 just kind of repeats that. And then the larger part of the amendment is an amendment to the Health General article. And because of this, it basically says, and this is oh shoot. Okay, this is a May. Okay, that the administration has to basically create a pilot program about how these things would work.
As I understand it, Delegate Williams, what this
Yes.
effectively does with the amendments, it says if someone needs treatment
Yes.
and there is an inpatient facility where they go and they have a child, that if that inpatient facility has a place that is good enough to make sure that the child is in good shape, that the child can stay with the parent in that inpatient facility while they're undergoing treatment.
That is correct, Mr. Chair. That is correct. And so I just wanted to
More
kind
than
of,
pretty fair.
yes, just wanted to kind of go over
Yes.
those amendments. And so with that, and then there's the pilot program just to study and keep track about how well these types of facilities are working. And the Behavioral Health Administration under the Department of Health will keep track of that.
All right. So here's what we're gonna do. There were two amendments. Which Delegate Erican, you want to talk about both or one? Okay, so I'm just gonna, we're gonna move both amendments. Is there a second on both amendments?
Second on both.
All right, so they're moved and seconded. We're on discussion on both amendments because it's basically one big thing. Delegate Erican.
Thank you. So could you just touch on, I like on the amendments, but does it impact the fiscal note at all?
Does it impact, oh, the fiscal note? There may be a mild impact to the fiscal note. Just, I don't know what those numbers are just because the Department of Health wasn't able to kind of crunch that
Yeah,
very quickly.
yeah,
But these facilities already exist.
right.
So it's not like we're creating new facilities or anything along those lines. This is just kind of maybe just really explicitly laying out the parameters about the requirements that the facilities have to meet when someone is coming in for inpatient treatment and has a child with them.
Okay, okay. And is there a age on the child?
There isn't an age on the child dictated in the bill, but the facility just has to have the resources to be able to
Okay.
also care for the child.
And has the PROPS bought it? I mean, do we need to have any money specifically in the budget for it? Or-
No, we do
Okay.
not, because like I said, these are existing programs.
Awesome, thank you.
Any questions about the amendments? The Vice Chair, oh, hi. The Vice Chair.
I just want to make sure I understand, because I have a certain scenario in my head and I'm hoping that that's not the way it works. So the child would be in the facility with the parent. Do those type of facilities exist now
Yes, they do.
where a child is with the parent?
Yes,
Okay, and it has been proven successful.
yes.
Okay, that makes me feel so much better. Thank you.
Delegate Phillips.
What this does then, Madam Committee Chair, what this does is now a presumption that the child, this creates a presumption that the child should be with the parent and that's in the best interest of the child.
Correct.
Okay.
Parent needs help, needs assistance, and is getting that assistance and treatment. So we want to keep the child to the extent that the child can be kept with the parent. If they can't, they can't. If they can be, we would like to defer for the child to stay with the parent as opposed to going basically into the foster care system during that time. And now that we've beaten this, oh, no, we haven't. The Vice Chair.
I'm not done yet. I'm sorry. One more quick question. I saw in the bill that there was a presumption of the mother. And now it's a presumption of the parent, and I'm fine with that.
Yes.
But are we doing, like, I don't know how treatment, substance use disorder treatment centers work. Are they co-ed or how does it work?
They're typically not co-ed.
Okay. It depends. So what I'm getting at is, would perhaps the daughter be with her father who's getting substance use disorder in a male facility?
I mean, I can double check with the health department on that, but I understand, I get what you're
You
saying.
get what I'm going with this?
Yeah, I do.
I
I mean, the
no-
court would determine, where the person would go seek treatment. So if that is the scenario, I'm sure the court wouldn't put them in a male-only facility
Right.
if the child was of an opposite gender.
Okay, so, and I'm going with that, this has been done, this works, we're codifying it.
Yes.
So I'm going with that premise. Okay, thank you.
Mhm.
Anyone else? Anyone else? All right. All in favor of the amendments, raise your hands. This is for both amendments. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. All right, anybody opposed? It's all in favor. Amendments are adopted. We're on the bill. And there's a motion for favorable and a second as amended. Any further discussion? No, seeing none. The vice chair?
Yes.
Yes. Crutchfield? Yes. Cardin? Yes. Embry? Yes. Pasteur? Yes. Tolles? Yes. Schmidt? Yes. Simmons? Yes. Boucher? Yes. Phillips? Yes. Roberson? Yes. Tomlinson? Yes. Erican? Yes. Taylor? Yes. Simpson? Yes. Grammer? Yes. Moon? Okay, so wait a minute. Who just said that? Erican, a little late. Erican for an add-on. Moon says yes. Valentine? Yes. Conaway? Yes. Kaufman? Yes. Williams?
Yes.
All right. Anybody else want to add while I'm here? Taylor, Phillips, Kaufman, Grammer, Taylor, Phillips, Simmons. Anybody else? Got that. Simmons, I've got that. All right, handing this, I've made marks on here. Okay, let's go over here and do the last bill for today, at least, House Bill 1041. There's no amendments.
With the vice chair, and without the amendment, with it clean, everybody's happy.
Have all your questions been answered, Madam Vice Chair?
Yes, sir, they have.
All right, any further questions? Seeing none, the Vice Chair?
Yes.
Yes. Crutchfield? Yes. Cardin? Yes. Embry? Yes. Pasteur? Yes. Tolles? Yes. Schmidt? Yes. Simmons? Yes. Boucher? Yes. Phillips? Yes. Roberson? Yes. Tomlinson? No. Erican? Yes. Taylor? Yes. Simpson? Yes. Grammer? No. Moon? Yes. Valentine? No. Conaway? Yes. Kaufman? Yes. Williams?
Yes.
Yes. All right, we will be back tomorrow in between floor sessions with another voting session. So we will see you all then. Thank you very much. It's been the House. Wait, one moment, please. Delegate Valentine.
Could Delegate Schmidt vote on House Bill 162?
On 162, how would you vote? Voting in the green, 162 without objection. Yes, we're holding 7:45 and 8:10 till tomorrow. We will not vote prior to the first floor session tomorrow. You can count on us voting after the first floor session. And just as a heads up for your lunch planning needs, we will probably vote quickly after the first voting session. So you won't be able to, it won't be a lot of time. So just as that is a heads up.
Be here, be square.
Be here, be square. Thank you very much. Have a good evening.